Everybody welcome Sherine Duncan.
Well, you guys, it's so good to be here and come back over here. I'll give you, I'll just go, do I tell you to click when it's time or something?
Do you want to control the slides?
Yeah.
Okay. You're the only one that wanted to so far, so here you go.
I'm not a control freak.
Yeah.
Okay, so it doesn't matter which one I click forward. Okay. Okay, I'll give you a quick little story. I do want to kind of go right back right now. I just want to say, Tiari got up here and talk about humble. That girl, she probably taught me, well, she did teach me more about ALOHA than anything else since I've lived here the last 10 years. So you have. This girl, she was actually Mrs. Hawaii 2015. And she did, there's so much humbleness in you. And I remember we went on a trip, and this girl, I don't care where she is, she's walking around looking like ALOHA, acting like ALOHA, even in New Orleans, with her little flower in her hair. And she is just you are such a representative of this state. And the reason she has such great models is she also helps with the pageants. So you have backstory there, yeah. But anyway, I just wanted to say something about Tiari. I really, really appreciate her, and she's putting out multi-million-dollar listings. You see what she's doing? It's amazing. So anyway, I just wanted to just give a little kudos to her. Anyway, so I'll just tell you real quick. That's my daughter right there. She's working with me now on my team, and yeah, it's 60 million in team production just sounds so small compared to Tony Kawaguchi. But anyway, I actually only did about half of that myself. The team did the rest. So I appreciate having my daughter on board with me now. I'll give you really quick. I grew up in real estate. My dad's a realtor. In fact, my grandmother was a realtor. My dad was an awesome realtor. I used to go with him to open houses and comb the carpet all the same direction because wall-to-wall carpet was cool. And so it's just some pretty crazy stuff the way I grew up. I went through my dad had these phone books. That was your MLS. It was a phone book. And he would make me sit and go through, he'd tell me what his buyers wanted, and I would go through pages. This is when I 7 years old. Yeah, so I grew up in this industry completely. I did not want to sell houses. I did buy my first house at 18 because I was so driven when I was born, I think. So then I got into mortgages because that wasn't real estate. It is. It's still the same industry. So I actually ended up owning my own mortgage company in the central coast of California for 15 years. And all I did was go out and try to build the industry by calling on the top agents, right? They represent 90% of the market. So I was out trying to get realtors to love me. And so then I went from that into the title and escrow industry. Again, trying to get realtors to love me. So I spent my life doing that. And that's actually what brought me here is Fidelity National Title recruited me to come here to Hawaii and manage all islands with the sales, which was really fun for me. And it got me to know, there might be some of you I met years ago here because I was over here on this island every single week. But anyway, so that's kind of how things got started for me. After a couple years managing that many people, I couldn't get out fast enough. I don't like managing people. It's like herding cats. I don't even think it's that possible. I think managers they take a title, but they're not managing nothing. People are gonna do what people are gonna do. So anyway, I really enjoyed being in real estate. The one thing I knew when I got in real estate was that I had to have a marketing plan, and I needed that plan that would work 100% of the time. And I found out that one marketing plan that would work 100% of the time was the one that I worked 100% of the time. Not a whole bunch of them, just one. And so I also had learned a lot from a lot of realtors out there, a lot of great realtors that I had as best friends and have as best friends that I learned from just all the way through. So that being the case, even though the only people I knew in Hawaii when I got my real estate license here 8 years ago, the only people I knew in real estate, on the island, on all the islands, were realtors. So how am I going to start selling houses when everybody I know is a realtor. So basically, I knew I had to work hard, and I did. My second year in real estate, I got in the top 100 in Hawaii, and that was just working my plan that I found that fit my shoes and just working it hard every single day, working hard. So that was really fun. Got things started. I think I can move on now. That's enough about me. Now you know. Okay. So agent-client mindset. We're going to talk about agent-to-agent relationship because if anybody knows about agent relationships, I think not only am I one of the oldest in the room, but I've been working with realtors my whole life and trying to make them happy, whether it was my dad or it was a client. That's what I've always been doing. So we're going to talk about agent-to-agent relationships. So you think about what you think about when you are trying to get a $5 million listing, you're talking to this client, you will do anything for them. You know, you're on your way to their house and they say their kid needs to be picked up. You're like, I'll pick up your kid. Where's your kid? I'll pick it up. I'll take your dog to the, groomers. I'll pay for the dog to get groomed. You do anything, right? You're going to take care of them. So we have a mindset, and you all have that mindset that you will do whatever you need to do to take care of your clients. So I want to say, let's switch that over to what will you do for your other agent, your fellow agent that you're in escrow with? What are you willing to do for them? What about if you're not in escrow with them? What are you willing to do for them? Okay, so I'm going to talk about that. So I call it selling ALOHA style. Like I say, I learned everything about ALOHA from Tiare. So I do A as awareness. I'm going to talk about all this stuff. L is to listen. O is offer assistance. H, help. And A, always be kind, which is honestly the biggest one. Okay. That is not supposed to be right there. Neither is that. Okay, I'm going to leave right here. Okay, so I'm going to talk about what can you do to other agents, and this is going to be exciting. It's kind of fun. You're going to all relate with some of the stuff that I'm going to quickly go through right now. You see this? I need glasses. Now I look older, huh? Okay, I'm just smarter now. Okay, so here's a couple ideas. Say there's a listing, you see a sign go up in your neighborhood, okay? And it's Ashley Wasson, one of my favorite people, humans on this earth. So, and by the way, I see her signs go up in my neighborhood. So anyway, say it's somebody you don't know even, but you see a sign right in your neighborhood. Call that agent, let them know, hey, I just saw you've got this beautiful listing on my street. I wanted to let you know that I live right here. If somebody leaves a light on, a door unlocked, you want to go check something, let me know. I'm right here, okay? And a lot of times I know that they are on the other side of the island and I see them, I let them know, hey, I'm right here, okay? And that's really cool to do that, okay? Here's another idea. You're holding an open house, and you know you're going to be holding your open house. You know there's another listing in your neighborhood. Call that agent beforehand. Let them know when you're going to hold the open house and say, hey, you want to open the same time? I'll send my people to you. You send me, there's always a different buyer for every house. So I do that as well. If you have condo docs, okay, you've just finished selling at a building and you see another listing comes up, call that agent. Hey, I've got a fresh set of docs. Let me shoot them over to you. How much would you like that call out of the blue? And did it hurt you? It's a button. Push it. Okay? So those kind of things are going to make other agents, you're going to surprise them, but do it, you guys, do it. Go to Brokers Opens yourself, go to Brokers Opens, and make sure you notice what they did right, okay? Don't tell them their house is open. You know what? I had a listing a couple weeks ago, and this agent came in and told me, I can't believe you're putting 1.2 on a windward passage. Right? She said that. Then guess what she did? Brought me an offer. Way over asking.
Yeah.
You think I wanted to take it? No, I didn't want to take it, and I didn't. Because thank God there was a higher one than hers. We sold it not at 1.2, but 1.44. So, just don't make comments like that, you guys. You need your offers accepted, and you got to look out for your buyers. Don't go around saying negative things to any realtor. Don't do it. Always be kind. So then another one, okay, say you're driving down the street. How many times have you seen a realtor sign knocked over? How many times have you knocked the sign over yourself? Okay, but seriously, I carry zip ties in my glove compartment, not for my signs, but for everybody else as I drive by. Shoot, I was here. I love Chris Hazard. I've known her forever. Remember that San Luis Obispo story? That's where she's from. I used to call on her as a realtor. I think most of you know who Chris Hazard is. Anyway, I was here and I saw her sign knocked over. I was just like taking a little vacay here. So I called her up. I don't have my zip ties, Chris, but your sign's down right here. So you guys, that's the thing. You guys notice that. Take a picture if you can't fix it. If it's like needs a hammer and boots, you know, like let them know. Okay, just be aware, you guys, of your fellow. You know, they're your fellow workers, you guys. I don't care what company they're with, but they're out there doing the same thing you are, and you need to be respectful. Okay. Bite the bullet, you guys. When there's just a little thing wrong in an escrow, come on. You're going to get a big check. Just take care of it, okay? Don't let buyers and sellers have arguments over little manini stuff. Less than $500. Deal with it, you guys. Stop it from even having to stress out your clients in the slightest bit, okay? So that's a good habit to be in. It'll make everything go smoother. And people don't have to know what you do. Just do it. Okay, so for showings, another thing I like to always say to the other agent is, you know, if I'm asking for a showing at their property, I will let them know, hey, if you want me to, I'll go early. I'll make sure the lights are on, everything's ready to go. I'll close up after. Just be aware. Be aware. You're asking them for a showing at a weird time. You can tell they're having a hard time trying to figure out the time. So just step up. And then social media, I think it's important that you are with as many realtor friends as you can on social media. We have an agent in Kailua called Kelly La'a. And I love her because I call her Miss Congeniality. Every time I see any realtors, anything on Facebook, she is cheering them on. And I love that about her. So be more like Kelly. And okay, so, and then gifts, I think it's really important to give a gift or even just a handwritten card, whatever. Please, you know, I've had like a bottle of Dom Perignon on my front porch from other agents on closing days. I'm telling you, I think that giving gifts to the other agent is a great idea. I can't even see this. Oh, one more thing. You know, I think it was Tony mentioned a little bit about this, and I wanted to too. When you are holding an open house, the first thing I just say to every single buyer that walks in is, what agent are you working with? I write that down when they tell me. And I say what agent, or I say, who are you working with? Because if you say, are you working with an agent, they're all going to say yes, because then they know you got you off their back. So you need to say, who are you working with? What agent are you working with? I need a name. Okay? Okay, because sometimes they're like, I can't remember. Honey, was that agent we're working with? So I'm like, come on, when do you guys give me a name? So anyway, I like to then make a list of those and get in touch with those agents and let them know that their buyer showed up at our open house. They were wonderful people, blah, blah, blah. Okay? Good idea? Just do that. Okay, that's enough. Enough about that. Okay, so now we're going to move on. That's enough to agent-agent relationship. Was that enough information for y'all? Yeah? I actually call it, what do I call it? Sprinkling sugar. Just sprinkle sugar, you guys, okay? Every chance you get, do that to your fellow agent. It is not going to backfire. It will never hurt you. Okay, getting offers accepted. Okay, this is great. You know, it took me 1 second to find this picture. I thought I'm going to go online and get a really ugly picture of what people do to market homes nowadays. Okay, this is not Tiati's listing. But it probably is 1.2 million. Okay. So, but my point is, anything sells. You guys really don't have to do anything at all. It's like getting a loan back in 2005. So, yeah, that's on Oahu.
I thought that was only Big Island.
Oh, no, we have lots of those. Oh, we have so many. They sell every day. Yep. So anyway, my point is anything sells. So why are people like Tiari and me and Ashley and people that I know, why are we going to so much trouble on our listings? And we even ask ourselves that some days. Trust me, I know we do. Okay, this was my listing appointment picture. 30 days later, this was my listing. Okay, and then this was my interview with the shaggy carpet and popcorn ceilings. And then about a month later, this was the inside. So I do this. This is what I do. So that's why I can only sell myself 30 homes a year, because I can't do any more than that. By doing that, this is what I get. Okay? And this is normal for me. So in this market, yeah, instead of 20 offers, I might get 40, and I know that's a lot more work for me. And again, why the heck am I doing this? But there's going to come a day when it's really good I've been doing this, okay? And right now, this day, you know what's good about it? I know what offers look like. I know when people are competing as hard as they can. I know what those offers look like, okay? Because I look at them all the time. So, you can't see this, but the person that did 1340 for their price is like way above all the people that did 1.3. Okay, and sometimes what I find, just don't come in with a 0-0 on anything. Last week I had 3 offers at 1.8, and I was like, if just one of them would have done 1.802, they would have put themselves aside from all the others that did 1.8. Please let that sink in. And you Oahu agents, do not listen to me. But seriously, I can't believe how often I see that, you guys. So don't ever choose the price for your buyers. That's a huge no. And you guys, just want to warn you, in this market, you be careful and beware and do not do that. Do not choose the price for your buyers, because that is where I see the lawsuits happening in the next 10 years are all the people that told their clients what to offer. And all of a sudden, if they get upside down, whose fault is that? They're going to come to you. They're going to say, you told me, you texted me this number. You guys, that's liability that you don't want, okay? So what I like to do is just tell my clients, guess what? Here's the last 5 homes that have sold in this neighborhood. They were listed at this and they sold at this. You decide what you're going to choose, because I will not do that for you. For the first time ever, I'm actually selling a home around $10 million right now. The offer is in right now. They're waiting for me to go over it. So I'm kind of, anyway, again, last night, Sherine, where should we come in at? You're our realtor. We need you to tell us. I'm like, no. Guess what a home is worth? It's worth what the buyer is willing to pay for it. You're the buyer, not me. Right? And that's a great way to answer them, okay? So make sure you don't ever choose a price. Make sure you have them choose. But once they do, ask them to please go to that odd number. Say, if you're willing to go to this, can you just go $2,000 higher to put yourself above the offers that might come in at that number? Okay? So, talking about mind frame real quick with your buyers and setting them up and getting them ready to go, I really definitely think you need to sit down and have this talk, and I'm sure many of you do this, but talk to your buyers about what's their mindset, okay? Let them know, and as is an as is. That means, you guys, properties have a lot of problems, and if you're gonna get a home in this market, you're gonna overpay for it. I love to say this. You're gonna overpay. You're gonna get all kinds of problems with it. You're gonna need reserves. You can't just, VAs need some more money to back that up for the appraisal clause. And we need to make sure you have pre-approval, not a pre-qualification letter. It's a big difference, okay? So I go through that with them. I let them know how important it is that they are ready for this, okay? And when I do talk about as is, by the way, I let them know, okay, there's going to be a home inspection, and if there's something major you can't deal with, you're going to walk away, okay? Right up front. That's just how it's got to be. Because if there's nothing big, there's going to be a lot of littles. But I've got a handyman, an electrician, and a plumber ready to go when we close, okay? You're going to put some money aside for that, because a home inspection will bring this stuff up, and you're going to be ready that at closing you're going to have to take care of these things. If you tell them up front that's what's going to happen, and then the home inspection comes back and it's not that bad, they're winning, right? So set that expectation. And then how to vet a lender, you guys, and I do have a little reason to talk here, yeah? I was a lender for a long time. I had my own company. So I like to vet my lenders. And you guys, I think this is a very important part about getting offers accepted, okay? You've already built a great relationship with the other agents in town, right? You've already done that. Now they need to trust you that you're going to bring a good lender to the table with your buyer, okay? So I suggest, what is their pre-approval process? So just how much information are they going to take from my buyer before they give me a letter? Some of you might think, I don't care, just get me that letter. I do care, because I need to be able to face that agent again that I said my buyers were qualified, okay? So you need to care. So get to know what their pre-approval process is. Make sure they're actually gathering all the information they need, running it past all the guidelines, and hopefully even past an underwriter. Number 2, okay, you need to set an appointment. Any lender I've worked with ever, I sat down and interviewed, and they had to do homework and get it back to me. You guys, you've probably never heard anybody talk like this. You need to ask them how many purchase loans. Well, let me go back. Call 3 agents. You need them to give you 3 referrals. You do that to let somebody rent a house or get a job. You need 3 referral agents, and when you call the referral agents, that they give you agents that they work with and work with them. You call them, find out how responsive they are, how often do they need extensions, okay? Do your background to vet a lender. How many purchase loans did they close in the last 12 months? They're not going to know that. They have to go find that information. And then you ask, out of that many loans, how many of those needed extensions? I don't care if they want to blame someone else for it or not. There was still an extension needed, and I want to know, because most of the time an extension is needed over a loan. And then they'll say, well, the buyer didn't get me the information. Whose fault is that? Did you hear Tony take ownership of everything that happened to him? He took ownership. It's the same thing, okay? It's the same thing with closing late. We don't want to close late. We prep our buyers to just tell them, hey, when the lender asks for something, a building is on fire, get it to them. Tell them that. Tell them that right up front. Okay, how many of those close? Okay, do they order and pay for rush appraisals? I mean, the lender I use, I've got a couple, but my favorite, she constantly, when she opens a day, she finds out, she orders a rush appraisal and she pays for it. You can find somebody to do that for you. How well do they communicate? So are they communicating, or are you calling them? When you call that other agent to vet this lender, say, how do they communicate? Do you have to reach out to them, or are they letting you know what's up every day? Like Tony, even if they're saying nothing's up. You want that from a lender. Okay, so how happy are the buyers? That's one more thing. Did the buyers feel like they were just massacred, and, do they feel terrible when it's all over, or are they feeling pretty good about things? That's important too. So find those things out, okay? So vet, I had to bring a little lender part into that, but it is all part of getting an offer accepted, yeah? Okay, it's all in the details. So I'm getting close. Are you guys all awake? This is good. I need to get some more jokes in. So it's all in the details. Coach them on how to view properties. Oh, this is a funny part. So you guys, this is funny. I tell my clients to go into an open house and to love it. I don't care if they don't love it. They might end up loving it, but so got to pretend to love it. So I coach them on their acting skills, okay? I do. I say, you go in that house and you act like it's the best house you have ever seen in your life. And I said, and then if you really do like it, I said, oh, and make sure you know who the listing agent is. Make sure they know who you are. Oh, tell them how wonderful they did. You need to absolutely go in there and just sing and dance, okay? And then, if you love the house, I want you to go back to the next open house. Take your mom, take your kids, take everybody, and don't leave. Just stay there. I know some of you now may understand my clients. But do it. Just tell them to love it and love it and love it. Make sure the listing agent knows who they are, okay? because I know when I am looking at a list like that, the people that stood out to me at the open houses and I knew they were in love with the house, those are stronger offers to me. So coach them on open houses. Once they choose their price, ask for the odd number. We already talked about that. Never ask for cleaning. Pay for the termite and condo docs. You guys, it's so silly. Those are so manini. And when you're looking at a spreadsheet and it shows that they asked for cleaning, when they're with 3 others at the same place, then the one that didn't ask, and this happens, the one that asked for cleaning gets dumped. You're gonna lose a deal over cleaning? So think about that. Schedule the home inspection before. I like to, when I present the offer, tell them the home inspection is all scheduled. And tell them the date that I have it scheduled with the offer. Also include the pre-approval. The second that I do that, I think I'm going to cover this in a second, so I'm not going to say it now. Appraisal clauses. Jen, you really, really, really need to straight talk with your clients and with your buyers about appraisal clauses. Unfortunately, a lot of deals aren't getting done unless they have them or unless they go way over. Just let them know you're going to pay too much for the house. You're going to pay over the value. Now, hopefully next month that value's there, but don't guarantee anything ever, ever, ever. So just talk about it. We do it, but we do it with everything, understanding that they are paying a lot for this house. I like to add a surprise. Okay. How do I find a surprise? Got your attention now. Okay. Conversation with your listing agent. Start off by reading the agent remarks. Okay, there is nothing worse than... Wait. Yeah. I will get there.
Last slide.
I knew you'd do that.
If you're skipping cleaning, are you paying for your client's cleaning at the end?
Yeah.
Cool. That's your closing gift or something additional?
Something additional.
Great.
Okay? We're in Hawaii. We make money here. Come on, you guys. Yeah, right? So we got to spend some. We need tax write-offs. So include... okay. Let me go back. Sorry,
one more thing. On the pay for termite and stuff, that's on the client. That's on the buyer. You just tell your
sometimes.
$200. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. If it's over $1 million, I usually pick it up.
Pay for it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So there you go. Can I move on?
Yes.
I love it. You have a great voice. Now, when you speak, you don't need a microphone. It's awesome.
My grandfather was a newscaster.
Well, there you go. So start out by reading agent remarks. Honestly, you guys, how many times you've had a listing and you have write in agent remarks how to get a hold of you, and then they're like requesting showtime, and I said, text me. I'm like, you don't even listen. And of course, I never say that to them because I always be kind. But I'm like, you don't listen. How is it going to be when we get into escrow, right? So let's start on the right foot. You want to get an offer accepted? Contact them the proper way. Sell yourself, your client, and your lender. Don't ever submit an offer without calling the other side. This is just me, okay? But this is how I do get most of my offers accepted. Don't submit without calling. And then find out all the things. You guys all know the questions you all ask. I'm not even go there. But ask other things like, are there any issues with the roof, the foundation, septic, easements? Okay, those are kind of the big things. For you, I think lava is the thing. And water catchment. But anyway, anything major, just ask them up front. Say, because the reason I'm asking you this is we're going to give you an offer and we're not going to ask for anything the rest of the whole entire transaction. So if I find this out now, we can know what we're looking at, because we're going to give you an offer that says home inspection is for informational purposes only, and we're not going to request any concessions or repairs. And we're going to say that, and I say that on every single offer I submit. Okay? So that's, unless it's been on the market more than 30 days, and then I don't. So it's really, really important to do that, okay? So just go ahead and find out what it might be. Also, I like to find out, what was I going to tell you this? Are there any issues with roofs? I don't know. Oh, I like to find out what the seller's situation is. What is the situation? Just recently, I was up against 20 offers in Kailua again. Such a tough market there. And, $1.6 million property, probably worth 1.5. My client's gonna pay 1.9. That's how it goes. So anyway, I said, what is this seller's situation? I really want to know. She's like, oh, they're moving to Oregon. I'm like, oh, okay, they have dogs or they have kids, what they have. And so she tells me, so in the offer, the surprise, which I always try to have a surprise in my offer, is 4 first-class tickets for their family to go to Oregon one way.
Special term?
Special term.
With Disneyland or no Disneyland?
No Disneyland. No Disneyland. And they can only take the dog because I'm not a big cat lover. Okay.
And you handle the details later, like if this is accepted.
Oh yeah, and I did buy 4 first-class tickets, by the way. We just closed that one. So yeah. So it all worked out. But it's just doing a surprise, doing something. So the reason I picked the brain is to see what can I do that will just make this offer just like pop on that huge spread list.
And if it's not a trip, what is it? Dinner or what? I mean, what are some other ideas?
That's such a good question. It really, really, really depends on the client situation. Maybe we're going to give them 2 months to stay there longer free.
Right.
Okay? Again, you're listening to the details. How can I help them? What can I do to make these sellers happier through this offer?
And this is ethical.
This is ethical.
Okay.
I love that. Okay, so that was it. Honestly, that's all I have. If you guys have any questions, I don't know if I have time at all to ask any. Okay, I wasn't watching a clock, but I got 5 minutes. Okay, good. Anybody, anything? Okay, I know you're all ready for lunch, yeah? So I'm not gonna hold you for no reason. So anyway, I say we go to lunch early. That's my favorite teachers. Oh, Tony.
Hi. What gifts have you been giving agents?
Okay, for agents, I love, if it's a woman, because I love flowers, I send a big bouquet to her office. I love to do that, okay? Sometimes it'll just be a bottle of Dom Perignon, maybe another nice bottle of champagne. I like to surprise them and just pop in and give it to them. For the men, I'll give a round of golf at a place I know they like, just whatever I can figure out. I have to do something personal, though, if I can. I like to look at their Facebook page and be like, oh, they like this, okay.
Yeah. And I mean, just to scale it back for those of us East Siders that are more looking at the 300 to 500 range, I mean, can you give an idea? Obviously, a bottle of wine would be nice, or champagne, or like Starbucks gift card.
Shoot.
On the lower side.
Even if you popped in with a bottle of wine, they would be so surprised. I mean, the element of surprise is 10 times better than customer service that we expect. So take customer service to a real level, which is surprise, and do something. And it could be small, but if you show up and give them that.
We also have a lot of home offices, so it's not so much show up.
Well, you can show up at their doorstep. I ask agents where they live. They're like, you weirdo. I'm like, no, I'm going to pop by your house.
I know, exactly.
That's what we do. We go look at these apples. I'm going to go see your house. Yeah.
For a percentage for your operating costs for gifts and everything.
Honestly, there is a ethical answer for that. There is a standard. Ask your broker, but there is pretty much a standard of a certain percentage of what you should that is okay to give as closing gifts, especially to your clients. Okay. All right. Great questions. Great to see you guys. I hope I get to meet all of you. And thanks so much, Dylan. Thank you for putting this on, Dylan. You're such a rock star.